welcome back. It's the WFISD Sports Zone. I'm Scott Halfley, Athletic Director in Wichita Falls, and I am excited today. We are bringing you something we haven't talked about yet this year. We are talking swimming, and I have got with me Coach Zoll, our head swimming coach, not for one, not for two, but for all three of the Wichita Falls high schools. I have got Sophia Camacho, sophomore at Hershey High School, Connor Higginbotham, a junior at Wichita Falls. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. Are you excited to be here? Millions of viewers, most watched sports show in all of Wichita Falls, and today you guys are our stars. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Sophia, we're going to start with you. Ladies first. Tell us what events you compete in swimming.
I swim the 500 freestyle and the 200 freestyle. 500
freestyle, 200 freestyle, and you're fast, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, tell everybody how fast you are.
Well, my 500 freestyle time is 5:52, kind of, and my 200 freestyle is 2:12.
Okay, and where does that put her in our district and with the competitors that we face?
In the district, that should put her up in the top 6 for sure.
Okay.
Maybe top 3.
So with some hard work, we're going to compete for a shot at regionals.
Oh, she definitely makes regionals.
All right, there you go. And Coach said it, drop the mic. She definitely makes it to regionals. You good? You good with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, Connor, what events do you swim in?
I do the 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, 200 freestyle relay, and 400 freestyle relay.
So he's fast.
Yes.
I heard short distances. He's fast.
Yes.
How fast are you?
My 50 freestyle time is a 22:30, and my 100 freestyle time is a 49:80. Mm-hmm.
All right, so Coach Zoll, decipher that for our viewers. How fast is Connor?
Connor is close to making state.
All right.
If you make under 21, his shot
He's got a shot.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. So, Coach Zoll, you've been in WFISD for 24 years.
Correct.
And you came to us by way of Olney. And so, what was the other small town you coached in? McGargle, which no longer exists.
Right.
It's now a part of Olney ISD, we think.
I
right?
think so, yes.
So, clearly you're not from Texas.
No.
No, you are from Norway.
Sir.
And the accent, even after 24 years, we can't turn that into a southern twang, can we?
I've tried. I can't.
All right, well, so you got a pretty cool story. How did you end up in Texas?
Okay. So way back when in 1986, I was a foreign exchange student at Monterey High School in Lubbock.
Okay.
And my host family and I really connected really well, and they offered me to come stay with them when I went to attend Texas Tech University. And I had to go back to Norway, finish a year there to get credit to graduate. And when I came back here, I went to Tech and studied exercise sports science and stuck around for a while.
Okay, yeah, for 24 years or 20 longer than that.
Yeah, since 88. So yeah, I've been here a while.
Okay, so you've been here since 88. So Lubbock Monterey High School. So that was your junior year of high school, and then you went home and finished your senior year.
Yes, most exchange students are classified as juniors. I should have been a senior, but there was no reason to me to graduate from Monterey since I wouldn't get any credit. So they placed me as a junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like with the Norwegian accent trying to hang out at Texas Tech University?
Oh, it was awesome.
Was it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay.
I loved it there. Love Tech. I love Lubbock. Not a lot of people say that, but I do. I like Lubbock.
Oh, Lubbock's great.
Yes. I got involved in college life. I worked since I was a foreign student. I had to work on campus, and that's how I got into the swimming part because I was a lifeguard instructor. I was a aquatics director at Tech, and that's kind of stuck with swimming. That's why after my year in Olney and McGargle, I applied for swimming jobs around Texas. I got one in Odessa, but I chose Wichita Falls before that.
Great. Well, we're lucky to have you. And I know we were talking before the show. One of the unique things about being from Norway is you're friends with the oldest Norwegian F-16 pilot who actually lives in Wichita Falls.
Right, and his son swim for us at Hershey.
All right, and so that's Dog. Tell everybody about how does his son do for you?
He's doing good,
yeah?
But really no swim experience. He's really picked it up. He's doing good.
Awesome, that's great. Well, Connor, how did you first get into swimming? It seemed like you were about 5 years old, living in Dallas. What happened when you were 5 years old?
I almost drowned.
You almost drowned. That's an excellent way to get into swimming. Tell our viewers, they probably would love to hear that story.
Well, I thought I was a big enough kid to go into the deep end, so I jumped off the diving board. And I don't remember who, but it was someone that lived in the apartments area with me. he jumped in and saved me.
Okay. So whoever that individual is, thank you. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're watching today. Because you saved Connor, he's now a elite swimmer here in Wichita Falls. So, all right, so after you almost drowned, how did you get into swimming after that?
I was hanging out at my friend's house, spending the night, and his mom told me if I join the swim team, I can spend another night to hang out.
Recruiting at his best.
So was that here in Wichita Falls? Was that so?
That
They were
was.
obviously in the West Swim Club, where a lot of is that who that was with, or was that through the YMCA?
He was just, or well, his older brother was in the high school team already.
Oh, okay.
And me and him were both about to go into freshman year.
So you didn't even start swimming until you were almost in high school competitively.
Yeah.
Obviously, you tried to start when you were 5, but you waited until you were about 15 to really get into it.
Wasn't time.
Okay, that's great. Now, Sophia, you're not just great at swimming. You do some other things. Now, and it's a couple of things. You're a pianist and a violinist. Talk to us about how you got into music.
Well, my dad he's always played the piano, so he wanted us to be musical. So I've been playing piano since I was like 4. And then I didn't really do a lot as a kid, so my parents just like put me in things, so they told me to do the violin, and I really like it now.
So violin and piano, and you competed at the state level last year
For piano.
For piano, that's amazing. That's great. And so you got into that because your parents were tired of you just sitting around doing nothing. Is that what I heard you say?
Kind of, yeah.
Were you like just playing video games or something, or just sitting there? Like
Just-
you were just sitting there, you were just very still. And so they were worried that we need to get this girl active. What about swimming? How did that evolve? How did you get into swimming?
Same thing, like I just didn't do a lot, so my parents told me to do a sport,
Okay.
and they just forced me into swim, but I really like it now.
Okay, and your dad works at MSU. He was a music professor. He's moved into the administrative side. That's awesome. Well, we thank him for making you get up out of your seat and play the piano, the violin, and swim. That's great. So, guys, tell us, Connor, the swim team. We don't have a natatorium here. You guys practice where?
We practice at the Boys and Girls Club downtown.
Okay, and so what time do you practice every day?
2:14 to about 4:30ish.
Okay, so we're in the afternoons. You guys leave school, you head over there, and then after you're done there, it's go to work, go home, do homework, all those things. The thing that I find unique, Sophia, you can talk about this, is when you go and you compete, it's a different size pool than what you practice at. How does that work out for you guys? Because the Boys and Girls Club, they're great to let us be there, but it's not a competition size pool. So how does that work at practice?
Well, obviously it feels a lot more comfortable, like in big pools, because I have more room. But at practice, it's just like a different environment. I've gotten used to small pools, but it's just.
Coach Zoll, what do you do as the coach to try to help them? We've got to practice the same distance. We got to swim. We got to work. We got to get better. But then when we leave town to go compete, we're going to be at an Olympic-sized pool.
Right. So the pool at Boys and Girls Club is our competition length, like 25 yards. However, it's only 3 feet deep.
Okay.
So we can't dive into it. So we have made some arrangements. There's a diving well there where we had some blocks made so we can practice diving. And but from coming from our little pool going to, we were at Northwest ISD the other day, and the kids' eyes just pop up and go, look at this, it's so big. And they have a little practice pool out there at Northwest, the size of our pool, to the side for practice swim. So we're like, wow, this is so nice. And most places we go have big pools, but not everyone.
Not all school districts have a natatorium.
No.
That's a big wealthy school district.
Yes.
Normally spends the money on that,
Right.
and then other school districts just like ours, we find a place, we swim, we do the best that we can.
Right.
And look, when we've got kids, how many kids now total do we have swimming this year?
Right now we have 30, and that's pretty good.
That's great. 30 kids across 3 schools with 1 coach, and sometimes we even bring over some kids from Burke when they have someone who wants to swim. You're very gracious to work with those kids.
Yes.
So we try to help out where we can in the area. So guys, where's your favorite place to go and compete at right now? I know you guys go to Abilene, you go to Northwest, you go to Denton. Who's got the best pool to go and compete at?
Probably Mansfield.
You like the Mansfield? Now that's where we have regionals, correct?
District and region.
Okay. Sophia, what about you? Is Mansfield or is there some other place? You like Mansfield?
Mansfield.
What is it that makes Mansfield great?
What is it, like 20 warm-up lanes or
I
something?
think it's
like that?
26 lanes.
Yeah,
there.
lots of lanes.
Okay.
A lot easier to like stretch your arms. it's just a big area.
Yeah. Well, a little shout out to Philip O'Neill and Mansfield ISD for having a great pool and taking care of our kids when we go there. Now, Connor, one of the things that, Coach Zoll, okay, he gets really excited. He talks really fast. Sometimes when he comes to my office, I'm like, I listen to everything he says, and I'm like, hey, you want to sit down and say that slower so I can actually understand what we're talking about? But you've got some pretty good impersonations of Coach Zoll. Why don't you bust a couple of those out so people get an idea of what it's like to hear him at practice every day?
Okay. So sometimes whenever we're in the locker room, like after we do stretches in our little team meeting, I forgot what you call them.
The powwows?
Yeah, some people go on their phone after we like rinse off, and Coach will kind of peek his head through the door and he's like, Nick, get off your phone. He screams it across the locker room. I'm pretty sure the girls could probably hear it.
Sophie, is that true? You can hear Coach Zoll when he gets loud, right?
Yeah.
He's never mean loud. He's just excited, right? Hey, well, you know what? He loves coaching now after 28 years. That's awesome. So, Sophia, what about competition? Because the swimming is a smaller sport, parents go and watch, but you don't necessarily have a lot of just fans that show up like you would at a football or a basketball game. Give our viewers an idea. What's it like at a swim meet when you're getting ready for your next race? What prepares you? What do you do? What steps do you go through to get ready before you jump in the pool and compete?
Well, usually I'm waiting like by the bleachers or whatever where we're sitting, and all my like teammates in there are sitting there. So I really just like try to talk to them and stay like confident in myself, knowing that I can do good. So like they make me feel good about myself, and then I can like swim better.
Okay. Connor, what about you? You got like a pre-race playlist that you're listening to in the earbuds?
I just kind of try to stay calm and quiet.
Yeah.
But I'm composed going to the block.
Okay. All right. Coach Zoll, what?
That's new for Sophia this year. Last year, we didn't have any fans any fans.
Right, because of COVID.
Yes.
Right. So this is the first time you've had people there to watch you swim.
Yes. So it's been really different. My preparations is, the night before I go to bed early because we obviously leave so early in the morning, and then get up in the morning and I have my list ready, my checklist. I'm saying, is everybody there? Kids there? And I go through the bus. That's my yell a lot. Get on the bus. Get quiet or in your seat or stuff like that. But at the meet, we go through a routine. We have a routine set. We do a warm up and we stretch together and just go through the whole routine of a swim meet and try to get them prepared.
So does each school, when you get to the swim meet, does each school get in the pool and take some warm up laps, or do they all have to stay out of the water?
Depends where we are.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a small pool, we have a couple of lanes for 30 kids, which is crazy crowded. But like in Northwest, we got like 6 lanes.
Right, and I know at regionals you get an allotted time to warm up and do all that, but I wasn't sure about just a normal Saturday meet.
Yeah, we get a lot of time, but we're more compressed all the time and the how many lanes we get. You know, we have a set warm-up work. They know, a set warm-up schedule that they have to do, and it's really fun to get used to the pool because, like Sophia, she swam 2 events, the 200 and the 500, and it can be hours between each. So at some pools, she has a chance to warm up between or cool down. Other pools, she don't have that opportunity, and then it's just a competition pool. So
you got to be able to adapt and adjust depending on where you're at and what the facilities allow you to do. So a swim meet for our viewers that have never been to one, it's a lot like a track meet.
Yes,
it's an all-day event. You get there early and you don't leave until late. Everybody gathers around, cheers on the relay teams. Yeah. I mean, it's a real similar atmosphere. It's just in the water.
Yeah, and so it's loud because it's inside.
Yes, the pools are always loud. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been out to a swim meet, it's a cool deal. So, and the kids really, you guys all get into it, and it's probably one of the few things I've been to where all 3 of our schools really take time to support one another because you guys all practice together. It doesn't really matter which school you go to. You know each other. You're all friends. So, last thing let's talk about. Sophia, now that you've been in swimming for a couple of years, what's your favorite part about being on the swim team?
Definitely getting to see all like my teammates. Swimming just is so much fun when I get to like talk to everybody.
Cool. All right. Connor, what about you? What's your favorite thing about being on the swim team?
Seeing how much hard work even the new people or old people put in at practice, and then what they do at the meets. to improve, even if it's by like a second to 10.
That's what you're trying every week. Trying to get a little bit faster.
Yep.
You're not, 1 second still better than you were a week ago. That means you worked harder, you got faster. So very, very similar to track like that. You set a personal record for yourself. You work hard. You try to beat that personal record and just keep getting better. Coach Zoll, what have we not talked about today? What preview do you want to give our viewers for the swim season?
All right, so we have our 2 home meets in November, the 13th and the 20th. We have limited space, but we always have room for a little bit, so come out and see us. We have a big meet in Lubbock coming up next weekend. We're excited about that, and that's going to be a big meet. I think it'll be New Mexico teams, El Paso teams, sometimes from Dallas and Houston teams, so we're excited about that meet. And I have a couple of swimmers I think could make state this year. And
Great.
So
now, district is in Granbury, is that correct?
No, district's going to be in Mansfield.
It's in Mansfield, the same place as regionals. Granbury is our district chair that hosts the meet.
Correct.
Okay, so when is the district swim meet?
The district swim meet is January 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to circle that on my calendar. I'm going to be there to watch both of you guys and all your teammates swim. All right, so this has been a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. Anything you want to say, about the violin or the piano or swimming to anybody out there?
Well, it's my dad's birthday today.
Oh.
so-
Hey, happy birthday to you. You want to sing?
Sure.
You do? All right, here we go with that. Happy birthday to you. It's a solo. You're on your own.
Oh.
She just changed her mind, Dad. Sorry about that. Connor, you got anything you want to add? No, you're good. Hey, just thank you for not drowning. I really appreciate that. That was awesome when you were 5. So
Yeah, we're glad.
When was that? That was what, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? How old are you? You're 16?
Yes, sir.
10 years ago. Coach Zoll, what were you doing 10 years ago? Oh, you were here coaching.
I was here coaching,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, all we do is feel older every time we talk to the kids. So awesome. Well, hey, this has been a great episode of the Sports Zone. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for being here.